My name is Emily Fifield. I graduated from Iowa State in 2008 with a degree in Spanish and International Studies with minors in Women's Studies and History. I did a study abroad program in 2006 down to Peru. So I live in Peru now most of the year, in Arequipa, and I work with a women's knitting cooperative there. And so every day I'm speaking Spanish with them. I mean, just to get up there in the morning, the whole time that we're in the workshop, although now I'm learning Quechua to be able to communicate even more with them, since that's their first language for most of them. But Spanish to do our work in the workshop, Spanish to buy the goods downtown, Spanish to get my apartment, Spanish to get in the taxi every day using Spanish. Well, it was kind of a process. In college, I was working with Worldly Goods, the fair trade store in town, and became introduced to the fair trade concept that way. And so then when I met this women's group on my study abroad program, I started thinking, because they could knit, they had a lot of talent, but they needed to have a place to sell it for a fair price, because when they knit for businesses in Peru, they weren't paid a very good wage.
Okay.
And so trying to find a way to pay them a living wage and to get their goods to a market where that price was sustainable. So that's how we started this. Well, I went on a program that had service learning. It was the Footsteps of the Inca program. And so during the program, we met this women's group. And I had big plans for everything I was going to do for service when I met them. But we ended up actually learning dances together, their traditional dances. So that created a really strong bond, the relationships initially. And then from there, I started to go down. I took a semester off, what would have been my senior year otherwise. So I ended up having 2 senior years. And then just kind of continued to fall in love with it. And even later on, I wasn't quite sure where things were going, and I looked at, going to Mexico, doing other programs, but this had gotten a hook on me, and so I kept going back, and then eventually the business formed. I would say use your Spanish, build relationships with, or whatever language you're learning, use it and build relationships, because then you're always going to be practicing and getting deeper into all the nuances that you don't get when you're just reading grammar and all of that. You get the richest elements of language when you're speaking it, and hearing jokes in it, and hearing stories, and singing in it, everything. So use it. Language is personal. It's a human thing. So use it in a personal way.